J.D. Salinger is one of the greatest American authors that has ever sprung up in American literature. He is also one of the most controversial. Now, his writing truly takes its form in a little book called The Catcher in the Rye. The Catcher in the Rye describes events that happened to him as a child. And here are just some of the few themes that we pulled out of this great book.
Finally, I sat down on this bench where it wasn't so goddamn dark. Boy, I was still shivering like a bastard, and the back of my hair, even though I had my hunting hat on, was sort of full of little hunks of ice. That worried me. I thought probably I'd get pneumonia and die. People coming and putting a bunch of flowers on your stomach on Sunday and all that crap. Who wants flowers when you're dead? Nobody. It was awful. It rained on his lousy tombstone, and it rained on the grass on his stomach. It rained all over the place. All the visitors that were visiting the cemetery started running like hell over to their cars. That's what nearly drove me crazy. All the visitors could get in their cars and turn on their radios and then go someplace nice for dinner. Everyone except Allie.
So this scene tells about how Holden gets more and more depressed throughout the book, about how he starts to miss his brother, his younger brother Allie, more and more, and his outlook on death and people in general who are fake towards people who have died. We chose this scene because we thought it was a good representation of how depression can lead to mental breakdowns, and how later on, like throughout the book, it just showed how Holden was sad or mad at his family, his parents, and the world, and how finally he just kind of lost it all, and how he became even more depressed than he was in the beginning.
Well, I think that this scene kind of shows a beginning to Holden's depression and eventual mental breakdown. It shows how he's really, at this point, even though it's been years, not over Allie's death at all. He's empathizing with Allie's corpse. It's still on his mind, which just shows, he's not even beginning to get over it. He's focusing on this he's focusing on Allie's death, and his burial, and just it's a constant factor in his life still, especially with as he talks about the baseball mitt a lot. It also it shows his general view on death and how he just sees the end of a life, the culmination. It's not. He just views the end of life as this bad thing, and as he says, when you're dead, you're just surrounded by dead people, and so when someone has that view on life, it's really easy to be depressed and just to view everything badly, because he thinks that in the end it doesn't even matter anyways, and it just sets the tone for a lot of the things he does, and it gives a sort of background to his depression as to why he feels.
So the scene when the people run away, when Holden's sitting at the graveyard placing flowers or just kind of talking to his younger brother Allie. It shows in a sense how people forget about dead people. They act in a sense like they remember placing flowers and visiting them every Sunday. But then as soon as a little thing like rain gets in their way, they're afraid and they just want to go home. And in the book it says they climb in their cars, listen to radios, and plan where they're going to go eat for dinner. Holden disapproves of this, and he thinks in a sense that he would rather stay with his younger brother who died because, you know, him and his younger brother had a pretty good connection, and he misses him a lot. So that's basically that scene.
He makes the point while they can do that, Allie can't. Like, that's the end. Like, Allie will never be able to do any of those things again. So, I don't know, it's just a really interesting point. It sets off. Also, explains kind of his loneliness, how he alienates all these people who, I don't know, he viewed probably as phonies who showed up at the funeral, and all the people at the other graves. And I mean, and that also explains his loneliness some. Someone who alienates so many people and views so many people as, you know, phonies, to lose the, like, one person he has a real connection with. And I don't know, it goes pretty far to explain why he's so lonely. And he might be afraid of forming connections with people because of this.
Alright guys, those are our thoughts on Catcher in the Rye. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We certainly had fun doing it.